welcome to the podcast, Can You Take My Shift? Your favorite coworkers are off the clock and back for another episode. Okay, well, I guess I'm not doing the bongo bit. We'll just move on from that. Okay. Well, welcome back to the podcast. Usually I start the episode with a fun, cute, crazy bit, but if Amy decides to keep all of that in, you're just going to hear 2 minutes of me not being able to bongo, which is really my, it's just my trauma in life that no one can hear my bongo playing.
I was gonna.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I was supposed to be a prodigy. I played the Donkey Kong game where you have to play with bongos for years. I wanted to go pro, but I broke my bongoing muscle. It was a travesty. And now, like any other washed up celebrity athlete, I just have a podcast.
I'm so sorry.
And welcome. Thank you.
I was gonna say what you could have just done is just went done and just been like bongo, bongo, bongo. That's what a bongo makes, right?
I don't think a bongo is like a Pokemon where it says what it is.
It may be. I don't know. Anyway.
Anyways, I always try to do a musical bit, and sometimes it doesn't work, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're testing things out. This is the first time we're doing the podcast for those who are our visual watchers. I am now in my new stream setup in my bedroom.
Ooh.
I have... Let's do a little tour. So behind me here, we have Bamboo Robert, or his nickname is Bam Bobby. And then behind me here, we have Junkle Skog. If you subscribe to my channel, you will get a Junkle Skog emote. Ooh, the coveted Junkle Skog emote. And then beside, we have the 2 Squishmallows that I own, even though I used to think Squishmallows were dumb, but I get it now.
Yeah, you got me too. I don't have one yet, but someone will buy me one.
Okay, well, do you want one? Your birthday's coming up. I'll buy you a Squishmallow.
Mm-hmm.
I had an argument today with Trevor in the grocery store. I picked up the Squishmallow and I was like, monkey, monkey, monkey. Because Trevor is like a monkey guy. And then he's like, that's not a monkey. That's a lion. And I was like, no, it's a monkey. You should know your monkeys. And he was like, why is it orange? And I was like, because it's an orangutan. Have you never seen one of those?
What an uncultured swine.
I know, exactly. And then this one did not have a tag on it because Squishmallows, they come with a tag and it tells you their name and a little bit about them. Like my armadillo's name is Thompson and he has a little backstory. They're just like our generation's Beanie Babies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They truly are. And it's fine because I thought it was stupid and I get it now, and now I've been educated,
Yeah.
It's make it known that I, faced with new information, changed my opinion.
Wow. Incredible.
Isn't that such character growth?
Such character growth.
Yeah. But for the first time here, we have actually a guest live and on camera. Before, we just pre-recorded all of their answers, so they were never in the room with us.
Never.
Never.
Yep.
But, Bekah, welcome to the podcast. Please tell us one interesting fact about yourself and one non-interesting fact about yourself.
Are you guys gonna have to guess which one's the interesting one and which one's not?
Sure.
Sure.
Oh, I wish I was prepped for this. I don't know. I'm not that interesting.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, I'm giving you 1 minute to think. So, for this episode of the podcast, Bekah asked me, what are we going to talk about? And, well, actually, no, Amy texted me.
Because I asked.
Yeah.
Bekah would like to know anything specific you want to talk about. I responded, I have idea. Bekah would like to know beforehand if possible. No, heart. Not even a hint? No answer.
Nothing.
I left you on red.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Yeah.
Because Kelsey has her read receipts on.
So do you.
No, I don't. Unless it's only just to you.
Okay, maybe you took them off.
I think
I know, like,
at one
yours
point
keeps
I
turning on
accidentally.
automatically.
Yeah, I don't know why mine somehow
Yeah.
turn on, and I'm like, why are you on? I don't like this.
No, I used to not have my read receipts on, but now I do because I want to assert my dominance.
Oh, yeah, it's a power move for sure.
Yeah.
It's also annoying
Like,
because I can be like, oh, you read this at 2 o'clock and it's now 6 and you haven't responded.
Yeah.
It's also accountable.
The only time you can ever, like, not get mad at me for not responding right away but reading it is if I'm at work.
Well, yeah.
Because then I've read it, but, like, somebody can be like, Kelsey, can you do this thing? So I just, like, throw my phone away and be like, yeah, sure, I wasn't looking at my phone. I wasn't on TikTok. All right, Bekah, enough stalling. Let's get those facts.
Okay. Well, you guys can let me know if one is interesting and one is not. I took a multivariable calculus class in college for fun. And I helped birth 6 puppies.
The math class is the not interesting run, right?
I don't know. I just figured 2 facts, and one would be not interesting and one would be.
I guess it depends on who you're talking to, but I'm gonna go with the math.
Yeah.
Math class is not interesting, but the 6 puppies is interesting.
Okay.
That's a lot of puppies.
Yeah.
Wait, what types of dog were they? That's what makes it interesting or not interesting.
Oh, I don't know what type of dog she is. She's like a mix. It was like a dog that my uncle adopted. He didn't know she was pregnant, and she had 8 puppies. So I got there after the first 2.
Oh, wow. Amy, I didn't know you were dating a doctor.
I know. Look
Speaking
at
of-
me.
Speaking of babies, so I have been sick for the past couple days. Don't worry, we're in separate rooms. I can't lick Amy's face and spread my germs all over her.
Thankfully.
Yeah, but so I stayed home from work yesterday and I stayed home from work today, and so Trevor has been picking up our niece and then taking her to school every day. So this morning he left to go take her to school. I was like, my, and then I fell back asleep. And then I wake up to, hey, can you watch this for a sec? And I open my eyes and he plops a baby in a baby carrier on our bed. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, did you not get my text? And then he goes to the bathroom. Trevor plops the baby on the bed. And he goes, you're gonna sit here with Auntie Kelsey and Aria. And I'm like staring at the baby. The baby's staring back at me. Aria's laying like she was cuddled right next to me. She's staring at the baby. The baby's just like looking back and forth at the two of us. It was like really awkward. And then Trevor's like, I have to go get the car. It's like 5 minutes away. And like he's like 1.5, so like he's kind of heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, can I just leave him here with you? And I'm like, okay. And then so he's just like staring at me. Now, like my nephew is like the chillest baby. He barely cries. He just kind of like he just observes the world.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like sitting there and I was like, this is weird. We're just like having a weird staring contest. So I tried to turn on my TV and I tried to put on like Ice Age. I think that's what I was trying to play, but it would not connect. So I was like, okay, I'll take him downstairs. But since I've been sick, I've had no energy. So since I live on the 3rd floor, I get him down the first flight of stairs to the 2nd floor and I am just exhausted. Like kids are they're so dense and they're so heavy, and I'm just like, it took all of the energy and I was like, I can't do this, like I can't get him down to the 1st floor. So I knock on your guys' door because so usually we know this, I just barge in when Amy's alone, but when Bekah's here I of course give you both privacy. Because Bekah deserves privacy, not you, Amy.
No, never
thank
me.
you.
No, not you. And I knock on the door and I go, does any of you have the strength to carry a baby?
This is at like
And-
10:30 in the morning, give or take.
But it's not too early.
No, but still, it was odd for the morning,
Yeah.
especially considering
And
I
then-
thought you were at work.
Yeah, and then I hear back, where did you get a baby? And my ass just goes, well, when a man and a woman.
Ugh, the streets.
Because it was just like,
Sorry, when a sperm meets an egg.
Okay. Scientific, please.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but what does Bekah do? Bekah comes out, goes, I got it. Like, I'm bigger than Bekah. Like, I definitely think, like, if I was not sick, I could kick your ass. Like, I got more muscle than you.
A lot
But
of
what do
people
you
could
do?
kick my ass.
You just hoist Zephyrus and then just speed down the stairs, and I'm after you like, what the?
Yeah, I was like, okay, have fun. I'm at work.
Yeah. But I appreciate it. I was like, thanks for carrying the baby for me. But like, you're like hanging him down the stairs, like the kid, not a peep out of him, just like chilling.
He was just vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you put him on the coffee table. So I'm sitting beside him on the coffee table and I'm like, Trevor's still not back yet. And I was like, okay, we'll put something on the TV, but he's 1.5. So I don't know what like I don't know what kids like at what age they're supposed to do things. So I was like, what is some essential viewing for like a child? I know, I'll put on She-Ra.
That is essential viewing.
Exactly. So I was like, here you go. Here's She-Ra. Here are the gays. And like he was chilling. Like he started like doing this and he started to like rock his carrier. So I was like, I'm gonna like I'll rock you, but we're gonna do it like controlled. So he didn't
Before
rock.
he goes a little crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, he was vibing to like the intro. What it's like we're on the edge of greatness, and he was like he was vibing.
Good. I'm glad. Got him
Good,
young.
He likes the gays.
Good.
Yeah. So it's been eventful time, Bekah, since you've been here. Now, you have been to Canada many a time now. I want to ask you a question because the theme of this podcast, you have no idea what the theme of this podcast is.
No.
No.
So, for those who don't know, which you should know by now, Bekah is an American. So the theme of this podcast is couples therapy.
Oh, great.
And there's 3 sections. The first is American versus Canadian. The second part is how to navigate a relationship when one of you is a social climber.
Okay.
And the third part of this relationship is let's get to know Bekah just a little bit more.
Okay, that might be the easiest part because I can answer questions.
So the first part. So Bekah, you are American. Now, you did not have a passport until you started dating my lovely co-host.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Why do a lot of Americans don't have passports? This is a very common thing. Why is that?
Because we have a lot of places to travel in the States. Y'all got ice and nothing up here. You don't need a passport to leave.
We have really pretty places too, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. We have a lot of things to do domestically in the States.
I mean, yeah, y'all got Disney's.
Yeah. We got Disney times too.
So you never wanted to go to Mexico, Europe?
No, I was actually thinking of getting a passport before dating Amy because Worlds was announced to be in London, so I was going to get a passport for that, but then COVID hit and that obviously got pushed back, so I still ended up getting a passport though.
Mm-hmm.
So most Canadian families, you have a passport. Like everybody, there's very few people I know in Canada who do not have a passport. I got a passport when I was 8 years old to go to Disneyland. And some kids, if you're lucky enough growing up, you get to travel the world. I only went to the States growing up, but you had to have a passport. So I understand that Americans growing up don't have passports because there is a lot to do in the US. One thing I don't understand is since Mexico is so close, you're sandwiched in between 2 countries.
Mm-hmm. And I think, I don't know, I know for a while, because my bestie lives in Washington and she's able to go across the land border, or she was with an enhanced ID, so I don't know if that's how it is with Mexico. I don't know. I've never wanted to go to Mexico. So it could be that, because I know a lot of college spring breaks end up somewhere in Mexico. So I don't know if it's also like that too, and that's another reason why we don't need or think of getting passports.
Potentially. I mean, there was a good amount of Americans when we worked in Florida who had those enhanced driver's licenses because if you live in Niagara Falls, in New York, you're on the Canadian border, so you can just...
Yeah, Buffalo is right there.
Yeah, you can drive across. So... Yeah, okay. I'll let it go, kind of.
Yeah, well, I'll let that one go. My next American question is... why your Kit Kats taste like ass? Sorry.
Thank you. No, it's true. They're awful.
I have a hot take, and I feel like they taste the same as up here. I don't
they
taste
do
a
not.
difference.
No, they're two different chocolate companies.
They taste the same.
No, they taste disgusting.
I tried them. I think the first visit up here, I think I tried different candies, and it literally tasted the same.
When I go to visit Bekah's family, their dad thinks it's really crazy that our Reese peanut butter cups come in packets of 3. Because in the States, they only come in packets of 2, and then the king size is a packet of 4.
Oh, they only like them even numbers in the US.
Yeah, whereas ours here, the regular size is 3, and then the king size is 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. And my last American question. So. Shit, it popped out of my head. Give me 2 seconds.
1, 2.
Okay. Or, well, no, that's not appropriate. Well, I could ask, no, that's very inappropriate.
Okay, within reason. Within reason.
Within reason. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I definitely can't ask that. Okay, moving on. America's America.
True.
True. America's a lovely place. Now,
it's a place.
It is a place. You know what? They have Disneyland.
and Trader Joe's.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
Trader Joe's. Oh, okay, here's an American question. Here's stupid. The podcast knows what Amy and I's favorite items are from Trader Joe's. So Amy and I love the margarita mix and the cheese platter. What are your favorite items from Trader Joe's?
The peanut butter cups.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing that I ask for when we go.
You liked that eggnog liqueur we got.
Oh, yeah, they have like good alcohol choices, and they're like cheap. They're like $5.
Yeah, we got like
a
whole bottle of eggnog liqueur for $5.
Oh wow,
insane!
Alcohol is so crazy to me. How cheap it is in the US.
I love it.
It's so cheap. Yeah, because our liquor laws up here are so much more. Because it's very interesting. Because in Canada, our legal drinking age is either 18 or 19, depending on your province. In the US, it's 21 across the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that liquor law is more relaxed for us, but in the US, they have so many weird liquor laws, like in Canada. So when Amy and I lived in Florida, we would go out Tuesday nights at this bar called Cowboys. Now, you can smoke inside. You can't do that in Canada, which is still crazy to me that you can still smoke inside places. And it was Tuesday. No, was it Tuesdays or Thursdays? It was Thursdays.
I think Thursday's night was ladies' night.
Yeah, girls drink for $2. That's illegal in Canada.
No, I thought it was girls drink for free, and then
no. So it's girls drink for free until a certain time.
Yeah,
and then after that, all drinks are $2.
Yeah.
Because I had a fight with one guy trying to buy me a drink, and I was like, no, if I buy it, it's cheaper. And he's like, just let me buy you a drink. And I was like, so you're gonna waste $8 when it's only $2 for me? Just like give me the $2 if you want to buy me a drink. He proceeded to buy me a drink, then walk away, and it was great. I got a free drink, and I didn't have to talk to him anymore.
Honestly, that's the way to do it.
That's exactly the way to do it. But yeah, it's illegal to do that in Canada.
Yeah.
Because we believe in equality, and sometimes it bites us in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah, when we're paying $15 for a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that is one thing I'm like, don't ask what misogyny can do.
Don't ask what you can do for misogyny, but ask for what it can do for you.
Do for you, exactly. Yeah. Okay, now moving on to couples counseling. So
Well, you signed us up for this.
I didn't know either. I was like, hey, podcast sounds fun.
Yeah. Now, when did you two meet?
Like in person or
Like the very first time you spoke to one another.
No.
like directly to each other or in the same?
Okay, Miss Logical Brain.
I just want to
Okay.
know. I
I
gotta
would say
answer.
the first time we like spoke to each other. So for me, I would consider that when I played games the day before your birthday in November.
Okay, yeah, November
Yeah.
20th, 2020.
Yeah, November 2020.
Okay. Now, so 2020 was, I mean, it was the year we both found our person. So everything went to shit except for our love lives, which is so weird.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So you guys met online,
Yes.
as many of the lesbian couples do.
Yes.
You also are long distance, which again, you fit the mold. It's okay. I'm a bisexual with a gamer fiance. Like, you know,
If
there's
it
a reason
fits,
it's
it
a
fits.
stereotype.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's a stereotype. Yeah. Okay. So you started playing games together, and how did you feel knowing? So were you two sure you weren't going to get catfished at first?
Oh, now I want to know your answer to this actually.
Because
No.
this is a stranger on the internet.
No. I didn't think I was getting catfished. But that was because A, I met you through a family member who had like known you for a while, and B, you streamed on Twitch. So I don't think I would have been like, I could physically see your face unless you had some really good software.
Yeah, the games that we were playing, I streamed games nights, so
Yeah.
Amy could see
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
But were you afraid Amy was catfishing you then? Because Amy wasn't face streaming at that point.
No, I don't think so. Because, I mean, I added you on Twitter pretty, like, soon after
Yeah.
that. And then, like, yeah, I mean, you'd post selfies or whatever. You didn't,
I would.
I don't know, you didn't stream at that point. You didn't stream at that point. But you had pictures on your Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
And you had enough, and again, yeah, you're the literally family friend, Zach. Like, I mean, at that point, I hadn't met Zach in person, but Zach had known Haley, and I've known Haley. Haley's met me, and so it's just all
it was like a good circle of people that I could also kind of rely on for extra information.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, was I still scared shitless meeting you in person? Absolutely, but I think that just comes more of like a fear of like stranger danger and safety.
Yeah, no, that is definitely a fear. Because I know because society, especially with dating, has definitely shifted in the last like 10 years. I remember when Tinder first came out, and there used to be such a stigma about like dating online. And now that's honestly kind of the way people meet each other, because nobody approaches each other randomly anymore, because that's almost scarier than meeting somebody online.
Yeah, honestly.
Because what we do as humans is we all leave quite a big digital footprint. Now, did you two deep dive each other and like Google each other a little hard to see?
No, so funny thing is, so the first night Amy came to play games, Zach was like, oh, do we have extra space for people? I was like, oh yeah, if you have like people you want to know to like join in games, like I'm cool with that. That's fine, because like I trust you and your judgment of people, because like he knows I was streaming it. So we were getting everything set up. I had stream set up. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go pull a Jess. I'm gonna take a bathroom break real quick. So I had left, and then that's when Amy joined in. And so I missed the whole introduction of Zach saying, hey, this is my cousin Amy, blah, blah, blah. So I came back, and for a moment, like, I was just like, how does Zach know Amy? Like, that's just so, like, I can't just ask that, like, 2 or 3 weeks after the fact. I was like, she had no Pokemon knowledge, so wasn't a Pokemon friend. I was like, maybe a magic friend. I didn't realize family, so.
You were like, I waited too long and now I'm too scared
Exactly.
to ask.
So I
Now
was like,
you're
okay.
too scared to ask. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair. Did you ever think like, oh no, maybe this is like a girl Zach's interested in?
No.
No? Okay. And then Amy could go, we're cousins!
No, thank you.
Ew. No, I mean I've been there. When I took my cousin out to a bar in Florida, our good friend came up to me in his drunk state and whispered, well, it was very much a stage whisper. How does it feel that your cousin is the hottest guy here?
I'm like, I'm gonna go take a drink now.
Yep.
Not gonna answer that question.
Not gonna
Thank
answer
you.
that question.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You didn't have your Karen moment. Well, he's like my cousin, because you have your cousins, and you have your first cousin, then you have your second cousin.
Nope, thankfully not.
No. Okay. So that is really interesting, because I remember, so when Amy and I were dating in town, it was, I needed a picture of this person, I needed their name, and then I needed to know where you're going, so you don't get murdered.
Very fair.
Very fair. Now, Amy was like, hey, I'm going to go to another country and meet this person. And in my mind, in my mouth, I was like, yeah, you go, girl. Like, I love you. Just give me addresses and a phone number. Like, I'm so happy for you. But in the back of my head, I was like, if you fucking get murdered, first of all, very selfish of you.
So did you deep dive my stuff before Amy came down?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I did a full background on you before Amy went down.
Nice.
I don't think I told you that, Amy.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. So,
I wouldn't put it past you.
If anything happened to you, I was going to avenge you. I was going to avenge you, Amy, and then I was going to go kill Zach.
That's fair.
Because Zach would be the accomplice in this.
That's fair.
That's fair. No, I deemed you were safe. I also deemed that Amy could take you. I did realize your height and your size, so I was like, all right, Amy's taller. Amy can take Bekah. It'll be fine. Unfortunately, I couldn't give, well, see, the thing is, like, in the US, you can have weapons, but you can't bring weapons over the border.
Yeah.
So I didn't go as far to tell you, okay, so here's $20. You're going to go get yourself a can of pepper spray.
Nah, it was all good.
Yeah.
Thankfully, all good.
Thankfully, all good, because now you're here in my house.
Yes.
So. And now you've convinced me to let other strangers in my house. It's fine.
True.
It's fine. Okay, my next question. So, you two have met, you've fallen in love, all that jazz.
Yes.
Bekah, what is the most annoying thing about Amy?
What's the most annoying thing?
And if you say nothing, I will end this podcast right now. Or maybe you'll want that. Okay. I will throw all your socks out the window. Don't lie.
I'm wearing Amy's socks. You'd also have to throw hers out. I don't know. I feel like you have more annoying things about me than I have about you. I'm a very relaxed person.
Every couple has things.
I know. I just have to think.
I think I can think of one for you, but I feel like that's cheating.
Because I'm curious to know what annoys you about Amy also annoys me about Amy.
Oh, if it's the alarms, I don't mind it.
Well, we don't sleep in the same room anymore, so.
Yeah, for listeners, I have to set like 10 alarms to wake up in the morning. I discovered too that my coworker has to do the same thing, so obviously I know I'm not the only person who does this, so I feel a lot more vindicated knowing of someone else.
It's alright. I slept through 3 alarms this morning, but I'm sick, so.
Yeah, that is fair. No, I think I know something about me that probably annoys you.
No, you're
no,
not.
I can. Do you want me to say it on the?
Yeah, say it. It's fine.
Do you think it's the one that I'm thinking of?
Maybe. Go for it. Say it out loud.
Say it.
when Amy wipes her boogers on the side of the
Okay.
bed and the sheets, and then I go to touch the
That
bed.
okay, that
No.
was like 2 times.
Exactly.
2 times, that was it.
Now we gotta make sure you have tissues by the bed because you need to wipe your hand on a tissue and not the side of the sheet.
Yeah, I have terrible allergies.
Now, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say my inability to make decisions sometimes, then also my like lack of
okay.
pre-planning.
Also you bought me 2% milk instead of whole milk.
In my defense of that one, how long? It's almost been like a year since you came to visit in Canada, so I forgot what type of milk you drink.
Still.
It's the only time we ever have milk in the house, so.
Yeah, be lucky Amy bought you cow's milk at all.
Yeah.
So, like, the things Amy annoys the most about me, I
Okay.
mean,
This is ragging on me, or it's fine.
Tissue City is one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, like, Amy will have tissues everywhere.
Oh, you did leave a box of tissues at my place by my bed.
Yeah, it's bad.
What else?
Tissue City, I like.
You can get a
I swear, like, Amy and I have, like, so there's 4 people living in this house, and we were like, oh, let's make a laundry schedule, and they were like, nah, that's fine.
If
I
you
swear,
say I'm
Amy
the
has-
person who does the laundry the most, that is a blatant lie.
No, I'm gonna say you and I have a sixth sense. Whenever one of us wants to
Yeah.
do laundry, the other person wants to do it at the exact
damn
same
it.
time.
Yeah.
Like, nobody will touch the washer for 5 days, and then both suddenly, Amy and I are both like, I should do laundry.
Yeah, it's 100%. I think it's that, like, sibling attitude where it's like, I'm gonna go take a shower in like 30 minutes, and then both your siblings go to take a shower, and you're like, I was gonna do that.
I was gonna do that.
Yeah, it's 100% that mentality. Because I thought you were gonna say, like, you do too much laundry, and I'm like, I absolutely do not. We do,
No,
like, equal amounts.
We do equal amounts. It's just like always when one of us wants to do it, so does the other.
Yeah.
But for like a week, neither of us will do laundry. Like, it's just like, it's that weird, it's like we share a brain cell, but sometimes I get annoyed.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, you can be a little bit detached.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I have to. My allergies. Kelsey bought me, for our visual listeners, Kelsey bought me a candy dispenser. But instead of candy, I put my allergy medicine in it. It's a bunny. I have to take these like every day. I don't take birth control. I take allergy pills daily.
You take allergy pills. No, I bought it for Amy because it reminds me of this TikTok. This girl put her antidepressants in one of those, and she's like, "Ooh, I'm mentally ill."
Yeah. So makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, exactly. No, Amy just had to buy me a day of the week pill thing because I just forget.
Yeah, you forget. You're like
The other night, so we're gonna talk about me for 2 seconds because it'd be so boring to talk about Amy and Bekah the whole time. So I haven't been feeling well, and neither has Trevor. Whatever. So basically, our nephew got sick, gave it to Trevor. Trevor gave it to me. So we decided to take a adult gummy one night, and we were like, oh, let's watch Shrek 3. But before we turn it on, we start talking about things, and then I don't remember, but the Panama Canal came up. So we were like, oh, we were talking about the Panama Canal, and I was like, I wonder if there's a documentary. So we look it up, and there's a documentary from the 80s called A Man, a Canal. Wait, it's a fantastic title. I don't want to butcher it. One
Man,
second
a
here.
canal and a dream.
No.
Oh, because that'd be a
A
good
Man, a Canal. Because the title's a palindrome.
title. Oh.
A Man, a Plan, a Canal, Panama.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
A
but
thought.
backward, it's the same thing. Yeah, because it's a palindrome. So we're like, that title is fantastic. Let's watch it. So the two of us, so we're like, okay, watch it. And I was like, well, I gotta make popcorn. So I come like pittering downstairs, and Amy and Bekah are on our couch. Also, for those who are listening, we got a new couch, and this thing is fantastic. Big Red is long gone.
Yeah. R.I.P. It served its purpose.
R.I.P. Big Red, she in the dumpster.
Yeah.
That thing stained walls. The thing was broken. It had like nails sticking out of it. One time we flipped it over and we found a cigarette inside. Neither of us smoked.
Yeah, that was wild. I was like, how
Yeah.
long has this been in here?
So that's gone. We got a brand new couch. It like opens up into like it's one of the IKEA specials.
Yeah, it's like a hideaway.
But it's great. So like Amy and Bekah, you know, they're like talking, they're cuddling downstairs. I'm pittering pattering very high and making popcorn. I'm gonna watch a Panama Canal documentary.
Okay.
Okay, sweetie.
Have fun.
It's actually a fantastic documentary. I learned so much.
Put it on my list.
But yeah. Where is I going with this story?
You don't know.
Back to couples therapy. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that story, but you know what? It's a great story. Watch the documentary. Because they'll be like, the documentary's odd because they'll talk about something and he'll be like, and that's what happened. And then they died.
It's a very dramatic
You're like,
way.
Yeah, it's very
Right to the
dramatic.
point.
And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, very like end period. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay. Back to couples therapy now. So behind you is what we'd like to call a twin bed.
Yes.
When you come to sleep with us, you have to sleep on a twin bed.
But I'm
How
small.
does that make you feel?
I know Becca doesn't like it.
I like my bed better. Well, my bed is...
Your bed's a double? A queen?
I
don't know.
think it's a full.
Okay, it's I was in my one. I didn't go. That one's in between. Yes, a twin bed's cozy. Okay,
Cozy.
it's cozy. You just get real close, and it's cold in Canada, so you gotta share body heat anyway. So you know.
And I'm small.
Yeah, Becca's small, so you know it's all right.
It's okay. One night I slept with Trevor on that bed. Like back when it was my bed. Yeah, a twin bed is tight.
Yeah, I will say, like, I don't think I move around a lot, but it's once you don't have space, how much you realize you actually move in your sleep. Like, I've fallen asleep on, like, couches, or, like, fallen asleep on planes, like, anything like that. But it's, like, because you'll wake up to want to move, and you realize you can't.
You're like, fuck, there's
Yeah.
a body right there.
Yeah, you're like, oh, no. Okay. Time to adjust, then go back to bed. So, it's not that bad. I'll take it over you being in another country.
True.
Fair. And do you put up with Amy snoring?
Amy doesn't snore.
Thank you.
Have you not been? But you always snore when you're stuffed up.
When I'm sick.
Okay.
So, like, allergy stuffed up doesn't count.
Okay, because I
Okay.
haven't
Yeah. It's when I'm
visited when you're like sick.
yeah, it's when I'm like super super sick. Like when I was sick right before Christmas.
Mhm.
I know I snored. I was also drunk. It's either if I drink way too much
or you're super sick.
or I'm super sick.
Mhm.
So, those are the only two reasons. Actually, there's a third one. If I'm like out, like catching up on like 3 days worth of sleep. That is it.
I haven't really heard you.
See?
If you did, I would
Well-
have recorded it.
Oh my god. Please do not.
Why not?
No. See, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I get mad at Trevor all the time for snoring, so I just want someone to share my pain. But apparently Amy doesn't snore when you're in the room.
No.
Because Amy used to snore quite a bit when we shared a bedroom.
I don't believe you. But we'll agree to disagree.
You'll agree to disagree? Okay. No, yeah, I guess you don't do that any. Well, actually, you still do it now. So, like, Amy used to do the thing where she would fall asleep with her laptop blaring or like her iPad blaring. Like, one time in Florida, I was like, Amy, can you turn that off? It's really loud. And then I just see Amy's laptop hanging off her, going like.
Yeah.
But now, when I go into Amy's room and I hear her iPad playing, who's on the other side of the iPad? You're on the other side of the iPad,
Yeah.
so at least you sleep.
At least it's quiet on the other side.
At least it's quiet on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I did ask you, Bekah, what's your most annoying thing about Amy? Amy, what's your most annoying thing about Bekah?
It's funny because it's like a double-edged sword. I've had time to think about this now.
You have. Yeah.
That's why I'm able to answer it so fast.
Well, you knew it was coming. It had to be coming.
Yeah, I just thought maybe we were gonna skip past it.
No, I think I'll bring it back.
It's also like a thing I really enjoy about you, but when it bites me in the butt, it really sucks. And it's your you always say, what do you always say about your brain? Your analytical brain.
Oh, that I'm logical?
Yeah. Bekah's logical, like, to a fault. And sometimes I'm like, we don't... Sometimes it doesn't always have to be super logical. A lot of the times I really appreciate it, because, like, it's nice to have things that are, like, fully thought out. Sometimes, though, I'm like, okay.
That's fair.
So, most of the time it's great. I'd say, like, 85 to 90% of the time it's great. 10% of the time, though, I'm like,
That's fair.
Yeah.
You're just like, buy into the magic.
Yeah. I'm like, it's okay. We don't have to think about it that hard.
My brain wants to know.
I know. And sometimes I'm like, your brain needs to calm down.
Mm.
It's like how I have an overthinking brain, you have an overlogical brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. That is the part of couples therapy we're going to end on. And now to the part we all want to know. So, when you first started dating, like I said, so Amy and I started the podcast in 2020, in July 2020. Now, Amy had like a moderate, like Twitter and Instagram following. And then when Amy started dating you, Bekah, they started streaming. And suddenly, Amy had more followers. Now, if I go to your profiles right now, Amy currently has 266 Twitch followers and 440 Twitter followers. Now, Bekah, you have 2.3 thousand Twitch followers and 1,567 Twitter followers. Do you think Amy is a social climber by dating you?
No, because she has not dated anybody before, and I hope she doesn't date anyone after me, so you're stuck on the ladder where you're at. There's nowhere to climb up or go down.
It's really funny that you bring up Twitter, because you're like, oh, I gained followers. I think I gained maybe 10. It's barely been any, but Twitter is known to be the hardest platform to grow on anyway, unless you go, like, viral. Now my tweets just get much more interactions from people, but that doesn't mean I'm gaining followers.
But do you owe your success on Twitch to Bekah?
Slightly, yes. I would say to a certain degree, yes, but also to a certain degree, no, because I don't stream the same things you do at all. Unless we're playing a co-op game or we're doing something Pokemon related. Those are the only two types of content we do that is at all the same. If not, I'm streaming Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, you got a lot of people.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I got a good amount of people, which I'm gonna eventually go back to. And then, yeah, just like right now, I'm playing like another game, which is like gaining me some notoriety, but it's because I'm like the only person who is streaming this game at a given time. So, of course, if I'm the only person streaming this game, there's gonna be people hanging out.
And then, Bekah, for you, was it ever a fear of yours? Because so in the social media industry, people social climb all the time. It is known. I know people who have social climbed. I know friends who have been social climbed. Was it ever a fear of yours that somebody would social climb you?
No, because I kept my dating kind of away from, like, my gaming stuff. People really didn't. Not that they didn't know that I, like, played Pokemon competitively or, like, streamed or... I mean, my TikTok was started a little after... Or no, a little before we started talking. So, no. Just figured if people didn't like me, they would just... maybe if they found somebody better. If that's what they're looking for, is somebody who has more followers, then okay, yeah, go ahead.
I will say it's really interesting when you have a relationship that's for lack of a better word, chronically online.
Oh yeah, my followers love when I'm in a relationship. Absolutely, I'm a big simp. They love seeing tweets about it. I love it.
Yeah, like it's really interesting because you have people being like, "Oh my gosh, like y'all are so cute," or your like couple goals or things like that. It's weird because obviously you never want to give people like weird expectations, and I don't think we do, but it is a little bit of like a fear of mine in some senses. Or if like, and again, this is never like, I don't ever want this to happen, but like there's a couple on TikTok that I follow and they do content with each other, but they've stopped doing content with each other right now. And so you know how there's that weird TikTok feature where it shows like a search, and sometimes it's like really random, but the search underneath all of their TikToks is like, oh, Joe, and I can't remember the girl's name because she has a weird sounding name. It's like Joe and whoever broke up or break up, and like they're not addressing it. And people in the comments are just like, oh, I hope you're taking time for yourself. Like those kind of situations really freak me out.
I think I know the couple you're talking about, but
yeah.
I can't remember their name.
Yeah.
So I think so that's what scares you most, because you are technically a couple who is online. You both create content, and you do that thing where there's couples who create content separately, and occasionally you'll see them together, but you guys actively create content together.
Yeah, but I think what helps is we also do separate.
Yes. But do you think, like, if something were ever happen, how do you feel about like because people do have parasocial relationships, parasocial opinions on like on relationships. Like, yes, people have parasocial relationships with certain people, but they do have parasocial relationships with people's relationships. Like, I mean, when I think of one, it was like, for me, I was like, if anything happens between Jenna and Julia, and I'll be so upset. And like when they got married, I was like, I'm so happy for her. I've never met this woman in my life.
Oh, no, same.
I will never meet this woman in my life. But
I've been in the same room as her.
Oh, okay, nice.
She came to speak at my college, that's why.
Yeah, I have been in the same room as some famous people and some weird people. I think the most famous streamer is the one that threw the cat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But so we're talking about parasocial relationships, and especially parasocial relationships within couples. And do you feel it puts an unnecessary not strain on your relationship, but like kind of pressure on your relationship that like you feel like you have to be so. You know, when we were growing up, because we are the social media. We grew up with the social media age, and you know when we were in middle school and high school, where those couples posted each other all over Facebook, like, oh my god, my schmoopy poo, I love you so much, blah 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 blah, and all that bullshit. Do you feel as a couple who has prominently put yourselves in public view that like you have to constantly be like saying nice things about each other on like social media, and constantly like not sort of giving off the couple goals, but constantly feel like you have to have that pressure? Like, if we're not saying nice things about people are going to start to do that stupid thing where like, did they break up?
No, I think we've had like we've had talks about this too, because like there is a thing of people putting like their partner's name in their Twitter bio, and we had like a full discussion about that, being like, we don't want to do that. That seems, it's fine if people want to do it, but for us it just wasn't a thing we like needed to have that like validation of. I will say, like, you definitely tweet way more about me,
but I'm a bigger simp. So.
Yeah. But we do share like things online of like weird things each other do, and it's never anything like of malice. I don't think social media though is a place to like negatively talk about your partner, and it's not really a place to negatively talk about like your friends. Or I mean, sometimes I'll rant about like, if like not like a family member, but like if someone just like an older like person in my life says something to me that I'm like, this is frustrating, but it's never on like, it's never crazy, like I don't ever like name drop or anything like that. I think there is kind of like, there is always going to be that like, oh, like everything seems so perfect and stuff like that. Like when we've streamed together, like we've definitely gotten frustrated before with each other, like playing games sometimes, and it happens. It's a normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what it really comes down to is like you really can't control what other people are going to assume about you. So at the end of the day, like I'm unfortunately like only in control of how I perceive my relationship, and as long as I perceive my relationship as healthy and happy, that's all I can ask for. If someone on like social media was to be like, nah, like seems like too fake, or like, oh, like so and so hasn't said anything about you in a while, or like I don't know if someone's to come into stream and be like, oh, you haven't mentioned like Bekah today, like is something going on? No, I'm just like focusing on the game. You know, like it's not hasn't like popped into my mind or anything like that. But if I was like playing the game and something reminded me of them, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do this. So
I think there is like a very much a lot of merit in that, because there is very much couples that overshare and we're like, cool, could have gone my entire life without knowing that. There's also the part of social media where we always put our best day forward. We're not get Of course we're going to put like happy Valentine's Day, like to the love of my life. We're not going to be like, how dare you not unload
tweet.
No, I mean, like, you wouldn't tweet, you didn't fucking unload the dishwasher last night, Amy. I'm so mad at you. Like,
yeah, like again,
like
it's
you
not the place.
don't tweet that stuff at all. Personally for me, the whole Twitter bio thing I find super cringe. But the other thing I want, because I feel like now is such a fine line. So a big thing that happened last year was a bunch of the I love my wife guys all got ousted as cheaters.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people like there's that thing like, okay, you're constantly posting about your significant other. Do you actually just love them this much, or are you compensating for something else?
Yeah. And I think that again comes from like a deeper reflection on your own personal relationship. So
like I joked to Trevor, hey, are you gonna post a picture of me for International Women's Day? And he's like, no. And I'm like, why not? And he's like, well, I'm not gonna be like one of those I love my wife guys, because like he does love me. I don't doubt that. Like, I can't believe he doesn't post a picture of me every day. It means he must not love me. Like, I have the emotional maturity to know that's not true at all.
yeah, no, for sure. And like again, this is also something we've like spoken about because we like know of we talk about a lot of things.
We do.
But I mean when you're long distance, you gotta kind of figure like there's a lot more time to like I feel like talk about things, whereas like if you meet when you're in person, you kind of get like comfortable a lot faster and you're like, oh, it's like
You're not
fine.
comfortable with me?
I'm very comfortable with you.
Okay.
But I like more like I think it's also just comes from if when you're long distance and you have couples that you see all the time, you pick up on things a lot more and you're like, oh, like if I was to do this, how would you react? Like you're able to kind of like spitball it back and forth a little bit more in a sense. Because yeah, like there's always the argument of like couples who one part of the couple like will not post at all, and their thing is, oh, I'm not really on social media, so like why do I need to post about you? But like if it's something that's important to the other person, like every once in a while, or just like make sure you're like liking their tweets or like reply to them, or you know, something to like show that you're interested.
Reply to the selfies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard at all. Everyone has their phone on them all the time. If you say you're not on social media, I don't care if you don't post. You probably have that app downloaded though.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people who have Instagram but don't post photos, but like to use it as a form of communication, you know? So, but I have a lot of thoughts on that on its own topic.
No, that's okay. I think like within a relationship, you have to very like discussing social media is definitely now part of a relationship, and being like letting the person know like we all have things that our partner does that shows us they love us, and it's also those little like reassurances, right? Like for me, a reassurance is like if I think I can't remember, I was listening to this couple fight about this, but it was like, do you know your partner's taco order? It's like knowing your partner's like order. Like if I say, can you pick me up a pizza? You automatically know what type of pizza I want. Like you can still ask like, oh, is there a certain type you want? But if I say pick up a pizza and you just have to go off that, you know exactly what pizza to get me.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows me you love me because you listen. And so there's some people, they like, I like reassurance on social media, like, you don't have to post pictures of me, but you like my stuff. Like, I'll tell Trevor, like, hey, can you please like my TikTok? Because for me, like, I know he hates TikTok and never goes on it and has the app downloaded, but like, if I ask him to do it, he'll be like, yeah, he'll open it up, like the TikTok, and then close the app because I want that.
You don't have him watch through it to get that retention rate up? That should be the next
I
thing.
don't make him do that anymore. I used to make him watch it twice.
You used to make him watch it twice. Like, sit there, watch it.
Yeah. Watch it. Yeah. But that's the thing is, like, you have to talk about that in your relationship, but you also can't get mad at the other person if you never tell them.
Yeah.
That, because, like, some people can think, like, oh, like, that's, you know, it's so stupid. And it's like, well, it's not stupid to me.
Mm-hmm. Again,
So.
communication.
Exactly.
Let's
Well,
talk
that's
about
the
it.
basis is that communication is the basis of every single relationship you'll ever have in your entire life, whether it's romantic, platonic, or transactional. It's all about, of course, communication, which apparently the word has left my brain. So, to sum that up, Amy's not a social climber.
No.
No. Even though it's okay, because I now date, like, since Trevor and I have been dating, like, Trevor has more social media following than I am, and, like, I do owe some of my success. Like, I would not have been a Twitch affiliate without Trevor, and, like, even without Bekah. And, like, I don't think, like you, I don't think you would have gotten it right away without Bekah.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like, I literally, Trevor was playing D&D, I came downstairs and I was like, all of you follow me on Twitch right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it is nice to have a slight foot in the door.
Mm-hmm. But the sign of a social climber is someone who is, like, you've basically, like, to be honest and fair, which I think you'll both agree with me, Amy, you have gotten all that the clout you can get out of Bekah already.
Oh, okay.
Honestly,
Like,
no.
no, you think you get more? Okay, but, like,
I think if I had played Pokemon, like, if I decided it was like, hey, I really want to get into VGC, I think I could gain so much more notoriety. Or if I was like, hey, I want to become a shiny hunter, I'm gonna do this. But I absolutely don't want to do that stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a lot of work.
Okay. But, like, the sign of a social climber is, like, once you've got, like, that person has given you everything you think they can't get you any higher, you're like, all right, out the door,
Yeah.
I'm on to my next one.
Yeah.
And what most social climbers will do is they won't even fully leave one to get to the next one. They'll, like, string the current one along until they've secured the next one. Because if they drop the current one, then they're losing. They're losing everything if they can't get the next one.
Very true.
Yeah. So I'm glad to know you're not a social climber, Amy.
We learned that today.
Yeah, look, we're learning so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was a hunch you were, but glad we decided you're not. You don't want to become the world's next shiny hunter.
No.
Yeah. No, like,
A lot of work.
yeah. Yeah. But as your best friend, I have seen this relationship from its birth. Now it's in its, like, teenage years.
Yep.
And before we do the outro, before we wrap this up, Bekah, I have a question to ask you.
Now I'm scared.
When you said you had a girlfriend in Canada, did anyone actually believe you?
Fair point.
My dad made a lot of jokes about it.
Yeah.
I think your sisters did too.
Both my sisters did too. They're like, in Canada. But it's made my niece learn where Canada is on the map, so she'll point to me like, that's Canada. That's where Amy's at.
Yay. We got something.
Yeah. But, like, it's an age-old joke. Oh, my girlfriend, she lives in Canada. You wouldn't know her.
Yeah. She's super cool and super hot and lives in Canada.
So, yeah, I just, like, you wouldn't know her.
You know her.
Yeah.
But she's real.
She's real, I swear. I mean, like, I haven't met her yet, but, you know, it's...
Yeah. Hey, wait, before we end, I have a question.
Oh, this is a question for everybody. Okay.
Yeah, this is a question
was
for
like,
everybody.
Okay.
It's really easy. And it's something that we've asked each other, and this also can apply to you, Kelsey, because we did talk about relationships.
Okay.
But do you think that you would be able to date yourself?
Do you want me to go first?
Yes, you go first, because I'm asking the question.
Okay. So I have dated myself. So I've learned that every gay female experience, well, every experience you'll have in life, you're not special.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this gay female experience where you date someone who either looks exactly like you or is exactly like you. It is a phase most women go through when they're newly out and start dating. So I had been out for only I just come back to Canada and had been fully out. This was the first time because I was fully out in Florida, but then I was now back in Canada fully out. So I started going out with this girl. Now, she doesn't look like me. She's taller, has blonde hair, but she agreed with every single thing I said. We had all of the exact same interests, favorite show, favorite sport, drove the exact same car. We both drove 2001 Volkswagen Beetles. Hers was just yellow, mine was blue. And I was literally dating myself, and I hated it.
Fair.
It was so weird. I literally was like, if I wanted to date myself, I'd just stay home. So no, I could not date myself. I am very high strung. What I've always said is, for me dating, I need someone who is kind, because I can be I'm not mean, I'm just assertive. And I have a very dominant personality. So I need somebody kind and somebody chill and somebody who has a good sense of humor. And so I could not date someone with high anxiety like myself. It's also, I'm a Leo, and two Leos. Also, this girl was also a Leo.
Ooh, damn. That's a lot of fire.
Leos have like everything I've read is like 2 fire signs, great sex, that's about it for the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, could not date myself. It's okay. Trevor is a Taurus.
Yeah, Earth sign, so we're good.
Earth sign.
Balances out.
Yeah. What about you two?
Oh, you want me to go next?
Yes, you go next.
Well, because Amy said we already talked about this. I told her no because I am way too busy, and I'm good at time management, but with all the things that I want to do, if I was dating somebody who had all of those things too, there wouldn't be much, we wouldn't be able, I don't think we'd be able to manage our time to spend enough to consider being in a relationship. But I also can't date someone who has nothing going on in their life. You have to have some things that you're doing. But I would not be able to date myself. Which is why it's great with Amy. Amy has things that she does, but she also has a lot of free time that I'm like, okay, cool, let me bug you now.
So, Amy, before you go, Bekah, have you ever dated another Scorpio?
Yes.
And see, it did not work out.
That was my only not toxic relationship before this one. But okay. Oh. It wasn't bad.
Still, didn't work out.
No.
Amy?
I think no decisions would ever be made, so probably not. Yeah, probably not. Only because no one would make a choice.
Your Kleenex budget would have to be huge.
Yeah. It's good. Dollar Store Kleenex is fine.
Just get a sponsorship with Kleenex.
Yeah, honestly, Kleenex.
Yeah.
You're listening?
Or Claritin.
Yeah. No, Claritin's not great.
Okay.
Reactin is where it's at. So Reactin, Kleenex, or Puff. Puff has the lotion. I'd actually prefer a Puff sponsorship, but I'll take Kleenex. Especially the Puffs with the Vicks in them. Those are some good tissues. It's like $5 a box, but...
Have you ever dated a Gemini?
I don't think so. I mean, I can't remember. I never been in an actual relationship before this, and anyone I was talking to or seeing, I was never around the time of their birthday, Granted, like, it said on their dating profile, but, like, fuck if I remember now.
Okay, so
I'm gonna say no, but a lot of my friends are Geminis.
yeah, a lot of your friends are Geminis. So, like, Kaylee, our other best friend.
Yeah.
Both of us know neither of us would work out with Kaylee.
Oh yeah,
We love her.
Love her.
But
No.
no.
Honestly, that's what I'm basing my answer off of, was like being able to date myself, because seeing Kaylee as like another Gemini, I see traits of myself in them, and I'm like, you're a saint for me. When they get, sometimes I'm like, damn, this is a lot.
That's not bad.
Okay. That's not bad.
But if we're doing friends, then our friend Traveler is a Leo, and it's very chaotic when we're together.
Yeah, also no. I
No,
love them. I love all my friends, but no.
Oh god,
Y'all are my
Traveler and I together
friends.
is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, also nothing gets done.
Yeah.
And when all of us are in a room, we just sit
Head
in the
empty, no
room.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just sit in the room.
Yeah. But I think it's fair. I think with any successful relationship is there needs to be, each side needs to bring something to the relationship, and if people are too similar, like, you do have to have some similarities, or else you have like nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And then you won't do anything together that you both enjoy. But for any successful relationship I've seen, there needs to be, one needs to balance the other. Like, it goes back to like the beginning of time. There needs to be balance.
Exactly.
So I think, I mean, like, I don't know, this is the happiest I've ever seen you. So like, I have not much to judge by except for the boring man you dated.
Okay.
I will to my grave talk about how boring this man is. Also, bro literally was working on Just Dance, but he would not tell us.
Only true listeners of the podcast know what episode he's mentioned in, and I'm not a true fan because I don't even know.
That's going way, way back.
Yeah, that's like way back. That's
back.
like first like 10 episodes, I think.
Yeah. Before Bekah was
He didn't even listen to that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before you were a twinkle in my eye.
Yeah. It's not how that works.
No.
All right, should we wrap it up there, or
yes.
do you have, or Bekah, do you have anything to say?
No, I think I've said enough.
Thank you for being here.
Welcome. Thanks for going to an impromptu couples therapy that I did not even know about.
You're welcome. Couples that do therapy stay together. Next time I'll do you and your fiance.
What are you talking about? Junkle Skog's right there.
Oh, he's a perfect fiance because he doesn't talk ever.
Actually, Junkle Skog uses they them pronouns.
Oh, sorry.
Amy.
They, them.
Yeah.
Sorry. They never talk.
Gender cannot, like, gender has no hold over Junkle Skog.
That's fair. That is fair. But I will do the outro now.
Yes, I see us live in person.
Oh, you do, and it's gonna be awful. But thank you guys so much for watching, listening to this episode this week. Hope you enjoyed our new guest. It's our first guest of 2023, so I think my goal for the podcast was to get at least 3. So 2 more.
I think we can do that.
I think we can do that. So we're off to a good start. Once again, we're live on Twitch the 1st and 3rd Thursdays of every month usually, and then we upload the episodes on the 2nd and 4th Thursdays. You can find the episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, most places that have podcasts. You can just search our username, Can You Take My Shift, and we will be there. You can find us on YouTube at Can You Take My Shift, where this lovely video will be uploaded. And if you're not, make sure you give us a subscribe and like the videos while you're over there. You can find us on social media on Twitter at CYTMS Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Can You Take My Shift. You can find Kelsey at Kelsey Peets on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. You can find me, Amy, at Chelly Amy on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch as well. You want me to plug you?
No, we're good.
No plugs. Okay.
It's okay.
Wow. Really?
No, because maybe you're gonna be too much of a social climber that I should not plug everything.
Okay. Well, Mr. Chance.
Okay. People know me.
Yes, people, other true fans also know you. Think very highly of yourself. But alright, until next time, Kelsey, can you take my shift? For those audio listeners, nothing's being picked up. Kelsey was trying to hit a
Seriously?
I can't do anything right.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.